Respected Chairman and distinguished speakers on the dais and ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. In fact, in the last session, when you look at the Chairman's remarks, he said with the concluding remark he made it, the lower per capita consumption will definitely ensure a higher growth potential for the plastic industries in the country. Let me start my presentation with that positive note. Ever since the introduction of LPG, I mean to say, people will be wondering what the relevance of LPG with plastic industries. Liberalization, privatization, and globalization of Indian economy. Plastic industries are one of the industries which is witnessing a consistent growth rate of about 12 to 14% per annum. And the growth potential is enormous, mainly on account of consumer-driven market. Can I next? Consumer-driven market. This in turn leads to the development of 3 M's. I mean the material, machinery and manpower. When you look at the manpower, that's a material development. When consumer driven, naturally the potential of plastics, the applications of plastics in all the key sectors of Indian economy has seen a consistent growth rate. Packaging is the dominating field. Everyone knows about that. Almost about 35 to 40% of our polymer consumption today goes in the packaging sector, which in turn calls for machinery development. Both commodity plastics, engineering plastics, and high-performance plastics has got a tremendous growth potential, which the country is witnessing today. 15 raw material manufacturing industries, about 200 plastic machinery manufacturing industries, coupled with about 400 tooling industries. And today we have adequate manpower to man these industries, and educational institutions also offer a tremendous growth potential in imparting quality education. As you could see, the number of industries, plastic industries, is about 55,000, which includes both registered and unregistered units. About 25,000 or 26,000 are the registered units and equally number of unregistered units. And the recycling industry is also contributing. In fact, the recycling industry is one of the oldest industries. Ever since the first grain of polymer is produced in the country, we have been recycling. With a potential of about, our country has got a recycling potential about 30 to 40% of the total polymer consumption. These are the top petrochemical companies. Due to shortage of time, I'm not able to discuss more about that, which everyone knows on that. The polymer capacity, mainly the data which I'm showing here, it is restricted to commodity plastics mostly, because it is about 80 to 90% of the consumption goes for commodity plastics. About 6.8 million tons. And the capacity addition in a couple of years till 2011, with the commissioning of IOC Panipat and Opal Dahej, we could see there is an enhancement of about 1.4 million tons addition, which will end up in 8.2 million tons of polymer consumption in the country. When you look at the picture of 2015, there is a 14 million tons of requirement of polymer demand, which leaves a shortage of about 7.3 million tons. And the polymer per capita consumption, many forums, many speakers talks about that, per capita consumption. I touch upon only the highlights of it. In 1990, when you look at it, it was just a mere 1 million ton. It took about a decade to reach 3.3 kilograms. I'm sorry. It's 1 kilograms to 3.3 kilograms. And we have gone up to 6.8 million tons, which translated into, in terms of kg, is about 5.8. By 2015, it's going to be 14 million tons, which when we translate, it will be somewhere around 10 or 11 kilograms. This again, when you compare with the world average, Uniforms talked about 25 kilograms roughly. It's about, in India, it's about 5.8. Neighboring country like China, it's about 20. And Europe, Western Europe, about 65. And USA, about 110. The global consumption of polymers showing a very increasing trend, almost twice that of GDP. It's expected to touch about 250 million tons mark to the injection molding sector. About 52% accounts for injection molding, followed by 34% roughly on extrusion, and blow molding about 8.2%, and others about 5%. And the similar trend has been witnessed. Even in fact, Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals has entrusted a study on manpower development for the plastic and downstream industries, plastic industries in the country. As per the findings, as per the interaction with the industries, it was estimated about the machinery is about 82,787 in the year 2008-9. The trend wise, when you look at it, the injection molding is again more or less 52% and here is 57%. And the extrusion comes little less on the extrusion side. And then blow molding, it's about 8% more or less same, and others about 4.7%. During the period 2004-5 to 2008-9, there are about addition of about 14,000 new machinery were installed in the domestic processing sector. An additional 40,800 plastic processing machineries are expected to be installed by the year 2015, which in turn calls for an additional investment of about US $1.5 to 2 billion. Again, the domination is on injection molding line, which accounts for 26,700 number of machines, followed by blow extrusion and then blow molding. Similar trends proceeds. Subsequently, the processing capacity of more than doubled from about 8.2 million tons in 2001 to about 19 million tons in 2009-10, an additional capacity of 11 million tons during the decade with the investment of about over 10,000 crores. Considering the direct and indirect employment potential in the country, provides about 3.3 million people employment, and it has been estimated by the end of 12th plan, means 2017, we would be requiring an additional manpower requirement of about 4 million, both direct and indirect. And this is what the breakup of the downstream plastic industries. Injection molding, major employment and the direct employment generation in the injection molding line, and followed by that means extrusion and injection molding, similar, almost 4 lakh people. And then total, including direct and indirect employment, it is about 3.3 million peoples. And the sector-wise breakups. Among this, surprisingly, as you could see, there is a major number of plastic industries are today predominantly in the small-scale sector, small and medium scale, and 10% are on the medium or large-scale sectors. The operator level requirement is about 55% of the total manpower requirement, and followed by the sales and marketing personnel is about 38%, and rest are about 1 or 2% supervisory and managerial level. As I was mentioning, during the with the current growth rate has been predicted, the machinery growth rate can be about 10% yearly basis, and with that 10% growth rate, it is predicted, means estimated on that. It's about by the end of 11th plan, it will be the requirement of manpower is about 4.37 million people, and by the end of 12th plan, it's about 7. Educational institutions offering programs on plastics engineering and technology. IITs are offering, ITIs are offering operator level programs, about 118, about 1,240 polytechnics, out of which 30 polytechnics offers programs on diploma in plastics engineering and technology. And higher end educational programs, about 19 educational institutions are offering UG and PG programs on plastics engineering technology, in which the organization which I belong, CIPET, the premier institute in the country, offering a wide range of programs right from the certificate level to the higher end postgraduate programs and PhD programs. the only unique institute in the country, or in fact the whole of Southeast Asia. The other institutions which offer PG and UG programs also includes IITs and BITS and HPTI and so on. And CIPET offers, we have 15 centers spread across the country and 22 locations. Because of shortage of time, I will not go through that. You can always visit our website, cipet.gov.in. And we have designated 4 high learning centers which are exclusive, focusing on high-end programs. One at Lucknow, Ahmedabad, Bhubaneswar, Chennai. And then coming to the, again, interesting things. To remain globally competitive edge, the plastic industry, you know the importance of ECG in order to explain in checking the heart of a system. Here I took the same word of ECG. Here ECG has a different technical definition. Eco-friendly, cost-effectiveness, and global competency. To achieve this, we should ensure the quality at par with international standards. Even CIPET is involved in fixation of quality standards for plastic products through BIS, participates regularly in ISO TC 61 meetings, involved in development of ASTM standards. A team of CIPET faculty has been deputed, and has the state-of-art facilities for testing and quality control at all the 15 centers. And the recycling, about glimpse of recycling industries on that. There are about 3,500 registered units and an equal number of, or little more than that, unregistered. And major type of plastics are only commodity plastics, which forms the recycling part, except few engineering plastics, which always done at the in-house recycling level itself, and it's a smaller quantity in fact. And the manpower employed or involved in the plastic recycling, it's about 0.6 million people, and the indirect involvement is about 1. And the quantum of recycled materials about 3.6 million tons. And the estimated investment in plant and machinery of the Tier 1 industry is about 150 crores. Okay, that I'll just quickly go through that. This is glimpses of applications. I may skip that one and just quickly go through that. A lot of applications have been talked about. I want to emphasize here there's a good potential for the growth of the industries in the country. So Medicare and applications and packaging, and some of the projects also I have highlighted. Because of time constraint, I may not be able to devote most time on that. And with an investment of about 5 lakhs onwards, turns into crores, you can start your plastic industries. That's the beauty of this sector. A lot of downstream industries are possible. And before I conclude, let me have one of the Government of India institutes in which CIPET is always also involved on this as an implementing agency. Joint Secretary Madam Darbari during his address also spoke about that. Even during the inaugural section, our Honorable Minister also mentioned about this scheme. National Award for Technology Innovation, announced by Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals and Government of India. And the key scheme which talks about, because it's very relevant to the audience who are present here, I thought I can just take the permission of chair about 2 minutes or so to wind up on this. Yeah, just 2 minutes, please. The implementation agency means our CIPET, which enhances the potential of the plastic industries to promote the research and development, offer incentive for the technology innovation, and to reward the innovation suitably with an award. The awards in the areas, the 5 different areas: plastics, synthetic fibers, new emerging areas, elastomers, and surfactants and intermediates. There are totally 8 categories of awards. Out of that, each category, they have 3 subcategories, and totally there are 24 awards. The more categories are there: innovation in products, innovation in raw materials, innovation in machinery and equipment, innovation in process and technology, and the technology management. Emerging packaging technologies, including creative design, waste management technology, which is the need of the hour today, including recycling and eco-friendly processes and technologies, and development of biopolymers and biodegradable polymers. These are the 8 broader categories. And nominations are open still, and invited from industries, organization, institutions, as well as individuals in the form of a team. For industry and organization institution, there is a shield citation, and the individuals and the teams, it's a cash award also in that. The nomination closes on 15th November 2010. Announcement of awardees are expected sometime in January or February side. An award function likely to be in February or March. Date has to be finalized on this. With this, let me repeat often what quite often millions of people repeat trillions of times around the globe. Thank you, gentlemen, for patient hearing.